Hey class, today I'm going to be going over 3 different scenarios and talking about which duties is covered in each different situation. So let's go ahead and get started with the scenario number 1. Scenario number 1 is the coach hears a rumor that some of the veterans are going to welcome the rookies to the team. The coach trusts the veterans and plays along with the team initiation, and that night he gets 3 calls from 3 different parents saying that their sons were physically and psychologically abused by the veterans. I believe that this scenario is covered by duty number 10, which is to protect against physical and psychological harm from others. This is because the coach was supposed to make sure that the players were not in any sort of position to be abused at all, nonetheless by their own players. What should have been done by the coach in order to manage the risk? I believe that the coach should have been informed on what the veterans had planned for the rookies on the team, and the coach should also have been involved on what was happening to avoid it from going that far. So he should have been informed about what they were planning on doing, or have been brought in and almost participated in a way to make sure things were safe and appropriate. So scenario number 2 is Cindy is a member of the high school swimming and dive team. She tells the coach that she would like to try diving, so the coach asks her to perform an inward dive, which is whenever you start the dive backwards on the diving board. Cindy was looked up to by many of the team members, so she decided to just do it. Even though she's never attempted it before, she attempts it, hits the board, and hurts her shoulder. So I believe that this scenario is covered by duty 3, which is warn of inherent risks, because the coach must warn the athletes of what might happen during the activity. So, and the coach obviously did not. So I believe that the coach should have talked to Cindy on the side and talked about what may happen, since she's never attempted the dive before. So let her know what to do, how to do it, and things that could go wrong, so Cindy knows whether or not she wants to do the dive. Maybe even just pulled her off to the side and asked if she wanted to do it in front of everyone also, because maybe that kind of made that influence Cindy to really want to do it in front of everyone, because the teammates looked up to her, so she felt that she had to do it even though she really didn't have to. So let's move on to the final one, scenario number 3. So Jenny was out of school for 3 days with a bad case of the flu. She comes to cross-country practice on Thursday and is still a little pale and fatigued from being sick. So the team is scheduled for a 3-mile run that day. The coach sends Jenny out with the team at the 1-mile mark. She then passes out and hits the pavement first, which breaks her nose. I believe that this scenario is covered by duty number 7, which is to evaluate athletes for injury or incapacity. I feel like this scenario falls under this duty because the coach should be able to make sure that their athlete is not injured and that they're able to perform an activity before putting them in a position to do so. Because if they're already hurt, throw them out there, then they could get re-hurt or injured. She was sick and then she ended up breaking her nose. So I feel like the coach should have talked with Jenny prior to sending her out with the team and asked how she was feeling and if she was ready to compete. Sort of read how she responds, see if she's energetic and how she's looking. Once the coach realized she didn't have all that much energy and that she's tired and was pale, he shouldn't have let her participate in the run, and just kind of pulled her out, brought her to the side and been like, you know what, I feel like we could just sit this one out, rest up for the next one. You've been out for 3 days. Let's just take it slow and get you back into the swing of things. So, yeah, that's it for my assignment, and thank you.